Welcome viewers. We'll continue practicing MCQs about teaching methods and techniques, and this is part 2. Let's start. First question is, which philosopher compiled kindergarten education system? Friedrich Froebel, Herbert Spencer, John Locke, or D.J. O'Connor? The correct answer is first one, that is Friedrich Froebel. Next question. Basic education means system of education, poor learning, basic of any learning, or minimum learning. Answer is C, that is basic of any learning. The reasoning in which the given statements are viewed as supplying strong evidence for the truth of the conclusion is called deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, qualitative reasoning, or quantitative reasoning. Answer is inductive reasoning. Condition necessary for micro teaching is controlled environment, repeated manifestation of only one skill, observation and criticism, or all of the above. The answer is the last one, that is all of the above. The information about internet and computer makes children give more knowledge, increase the knowledge of the information, make him best disciple, more intelligent. Answer is increase the knowledge of the information. When educators travel to students' location to provide instructions on topics of professional or personal interest, the mode of teaching becomes innovative teaching, moving teaching, travel teaching, or extension teaching. The answer is last one, that is extension teaching. The conclusion of a deductive argument is certain, experience, observation, or probable. Answer is it is certain. Developing new rules and principles on the basis of given facts and information in memory level is called association, generalization, application, or assimilation. The correct answer is generalization. Which of the following strategies is most suitable for introducing a lesson? Demonstration, questioning, narration, or lecture? Correct is questioning. Three merits of proficiency test are approval, reliability, and subjective. Subjectivity, dexterity, and approval. Approval, subjectivity, and reliability. Approval, dexterity, and objectivity. Correct is the first one, that is approval, reliability, and subjective. When students begin learning with an activity designed to lead them to particular concepts or conclusion, the method of teaching is called analytical teaching, discovery teaching, invention teaching, or none of these. Correct is discovery teaching. The teacher-centered instruction, which include lectures, presentation, and recitation, is also known as classical instruction, direct instruction, old method instruction, or none of these. Answer is direct instruction. Chunking is dash technique. It is ordering, memorizing knowledge, or none of these. It is memorization technique. Circles of learning were formulated by Rogers, David Johnson, or Roger and David Johnson, or none of these. Correct is both Rogers and David Johnson. Dash can be useful in motivating some students to learn. Competitions, collisions, compositions, or none of these. First one, that is competition, is correct. A student having scientific attitude becomes courageous, gets good job, studies systematically, or thinks rationally. He thinks rationally. Last one is correct. Which of the following strategies is problem centered? Discovery, heuristic, project, all of the above. The answer is all of the above. The philosopher who worked in mathematical and scientific didactic was Martin Wittgenstein. Which from the following should be used to decrease minor inappropriate behavior by students? Ignorance, strictness, praise, or reward? It should be ignorance. The book Emily or on education, on the nature of education and man is written by Rousseau. According to John Dewey, school is institution and education is a dash process. Social, philosophical, and social or environmental and psychological. Correct one is C, that is both social. According to Rousseau, at what age a person ready to have a companion of the opposite sex? 16, 17, 18, 19. According to Rousseau, it is age 19. The more often a particular ability is used, dash it becomes less important, more important, stronger or weaker. Correct is C, stronger. The philosopher who for the first time mentioned the importance of play or sports in education was Aristotle. An assessment that measures a student's current knowledge for the purpose of assigning suitable course is called diagnostic assessment. According to John Dewey, the teacher should guide students the way of the knowledge as dash learning process, as facilitator, as guider, as philosopher, or as partner. Correct one is the last one, as partner. Which philosopher gave the idea that education should be based on the principle of human development? It was Rousseau. Who introduced the theory of empiricism? It was John Locke. When was the book Child Development for Early Childhood Studies published for the first time? It was year 1895. Which educator gave the idea of behaviorism in the education system? It was Watson. At the beginning of the 19th century, whose focus was the study of the development? It was Jean Piaget. Who had devised the term IQ, intelligent quotient? It was William Stern. Bert called intelligence to nature, genes, innate or health? Correct answer is innate. Which educator presents law of readiness, law of exercise, and law of effect? It was Thorndike. At the end of 19th century, which philosopher formulated laws of learning as a result of his experiments with animals? It was again Edward Thorndike. Under Wood Dispatch in 1857, three universities established. They were Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. What is curriculum? Overall activities in an institution, objectivity, classroom, or effective. First one, the curriculum is overall activities of an institution. Important factor of curriculum is to help to achieve the objectivity, classroom, effective or student. The first one, that is objectivity, is correct. Responsible for the curriculum planning and development in Pakistan is objectivity, curriculum wing, effective or students. It's curriculum wing. Which domain of objectives is not being evaluated through our present system of examination? Objectivity, classroom, effective or student? It is effective. Which of the following is the nature of curriculum? All of these, that is conservative, critical and creative. Curriculum provides guidance for students. Yes, first one is correct. Syllabus is a part of students, school, parents' curriculum. Last one is correct, that is curriculum. Relationship of subjects at different level is called centralization, decentralization, horizontal organization or vertical organization. It is called vertical organization. When the topic or an area of a course contains a large information, it is recommended to use lecture method, inquiry-based method, cooperative method, or assignment method. The first one, that is lecture method, is correct. In your view, which one is the most important factor of teaching process? Teaching material, student, teacher, or the environment of the class? It is teacher. In order to make memory level of teaching a success, what should a teacher do? Logical sequence should be there in the presentation of subject matter. Recall and rehearsal of the learned material should be done at short intervals. Subject matter should be meaningful and interesting before presenting it to the people, or all of the above. The correct is all of the above. Which from the following should be used to increase correct responses and appropriate behavior? Praise, reward, ignorance or strictness? Praise is correct. Responses that produce a satisfactory effect in a particular situation become dash to occur again in that situation. Not likely, equally likely, less likely or more likely. The correct one is the last one, that is more likely. All who have meditated on the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. This is the saying of first one, that is Aristotle. The concept of pragmatism in educational philosophy says that education should be about life and growth. According to Robert Sternberg, the three different types of required intelligence for creativity are synthetic, analytical, and practical. First one is correct. Plato argued that dash are fit to rule. Educationists and philosophers, only educationist, only philosopher, only psychologist. According to Plato, third one, that is only philosophers are fit to rule. The three laws of connectionism are the laws of affect, stimulus and response, stimulus, response and exercise, exercise, readiness and response, and affect, exercise and readiness. The study of physical, social and mental aspects of aging is called aesthetics, genetics, gerontology or clinical psychology. The gerontology is correct. Which of the following is an important anger arousing situation during adolescence? Biased attitude against them, not getting the needs fulfilled, unfair and insulting attitude towards them, all of the above. All of the above is correct. One of the basic principles of socializing individuals is education, caste, imitation or religion. First one, that is education, is correct. When the teacher is restating the information to show basic principles in the classroom, he is actually making diagram, pinpointing, generalizing or criticizing. The correct one is generalizing. Providing temporary support and encouragement to students until help in is no longer needed is called scaffolding. Criticizing, appreciating are none of these. First one, scaffolding. Circles of learning were formulated by Rogers and David Johnson. None of these. Both Rogers and David Johnson is correct. Purpose of evaluated phase of teaching is to know what extent objectives are achieved, to know the shortcomings of the teacher, to know the effectiveness of the strategies. The correct is all of the above. The theory explaining the different types of learning and proposing that they require different types of teaching is remembered as conditioning of learning. Which is the best method of study of child behavior? Inspection method, interview method, practical method, or personal study method? Correct is personal study method. A is any activity that occurs outside the classroom for the purpose of providing hands-on experience with objects and people that only occur in certain places. Field work, field observation, field walk, and field trips. Field trips is correct. Who introduced the term mental test? It was Cattell. The famous educational psychologist Thurman was American. The first Binet-Simon test appeared with revision in 1908 and 1911. In 1854, which philosopher set up laboratory to measure human characteristics? It was Galton. In which of the following year taxonomy of educational objectives was presented? It was year 1956. There are how many levels of solo taxonomy? Correct is 5. In which year solo taxonomy was introduced? It was year 1982. There are how many levels of solo taxonomy? There are 5. Solo is the abbreviation of structure of the objective learning outcome, system of the observed learning outcome, system of the observed learning output. The correct one is the last one, that is structure of the observed learning outcome. Who was the pioneer of classical conditioning? It was Pavlov. In kindergarten system, students are considered as what? Gardeners, plants, flowers, or garden? They are considered as plants. The idealism was presented by